ESPN Honolulu presents The Charlie Wade Show. Brought to you by Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union, HDS, Hawaii Pacific Health, Ruby Tuesday Hawaii, HGEA, HCamp, Castle Resorts and Hotels, Aloha Termite and Pest Control, and Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Charlie Wade Show here. We are live from Ruby Tuesday on a Tuesday at the Moanalua Shopping Center. I am Kanoa Leahey, sitting alongside University of Hawaii men's volleyball head coach Charlie Wade, who got here way before the start of the show just to make sure that he was able to dig in, get comfortable. He showed up, I believe, 1 minute ago. 1 minute ago, and he sat in. We actually we're getting ready to change the name of the show, at least for the time being, to the Kinoa Wade Show, because he is on the scene, and we were, we needed a Wade to talk to, so he was nice enough to sit in. But you made it. A little bit of traffic, some of that stuff, right?
All good.
Okay, all right. Well, you are here. You are back. Your team is off to a 13-1 start. You go off to North Carolina. You win 4 matches up there. This is a road trip that has been embedded in the idea of growing the game, of trying to expand men's volleyball, of trying to promote the sport to other areas of the country. You have put an enormous amount of effort into this cause. Talk about the motivation behind that and just this overall road trip and experience.
Yeah, and some of it, is, there's an educational piece. We got guys that never been to that part of the world, It's a long way home, so guys getting out and to see, it's a beautiful part of the country. And flying into Charlotte, there's a handful of legitimate D1 teams that are within a reasonable driving distance. This time we played Queens, obviously twice, and first-year program Catawba, but they were first-year program, but majority graduate students, very veteran team, and led by former USC head coach Bill Ferguson. Belmont Abbey is another team that we played actually first there, and they were in the NC2A tournament. They won the Carolina League, so these are legitimate teams. They're not the the kind of sexy, familiar teams that people who are following the sport closely, like top 15. But look, the parity in men's volleyball is becoming more and more apparent, where they all have a couple guys, especially with these grad student COVID guys hanging around. Everybody's got a couple guys that can jump and hit inside out at a high percentage and can go to the service line and wreck it if they get hot. Like, they can get after it. So it's decent competition for us, And then there is the element you spoke to where, we've not only added new teams to the sport, we've added whole new leagues, and the Carolina League is one of them. So going down there and giving a chance, I had the ADs from the school, they all come up, and they're so appreciative to have us. I mean, they literally have never had a top 5 NCAA team on their campus in any sport. So it really shows them. And then we come in, it is the biggest crowd ever, right? Not only of the year for them, but it's the biggest crowds they've ever had, so they appreciate it. Queens actually kind of cashed in on it. They raised the ticket prices for the games that were there. They sold some courtside seating, and I'm all for that. Let's go ahead. When we talk about growing the game, there's a part, too, where, we want the other schools to understand that volleyball can be a moneymaker. It can be something that at least can, generate some revenue and take advantage. It's a great product, exciting, and so it works out well. I think it's win-win for everybody.
Yeah, you stacked in 4 matches. You won all 4, and then you did a double dip on Saturday. This was kind of an interesting and unique dynamic where you played a morning match. Well, it certainly was morning here in Hawaii, and you went 4 sets there.
I heard Billy belly aching this morning. They started 6 a.m.
Had to wake up at 4:45. Yeah, no. So you go up against Catawba College. You win in 4 there, and then you have to drive an hour to play Queens. That was the second time against Queens that you would compete, and then that would be a 4-set match as well. About 7 hours later, it's kind of an ambitious schedule. What was behind the thinking there?
Well, you say ambitious. My team probably says evil. Look, we're the only team in the country that takes on something like that. It just doesn't happen on the men's side. The women's side, you see in August, September, sometimes they'll play 2 in one day. But on the men's side, you never see that. And look, I I look at it, like our guys kind of embrace it, and we take it as a badge of courage that we're going to do something that is more demanding than any other team. And there's a physical part to it, and then there's like this mental and emotional, and then you start having to deal with the time zones and the weather. I mean, it snowed impressively for a period of time that we're there on the second day, and look, the message from me to the guys is like, look, you've got to figure out how to play to the best of your ability when you are less than optimal. So we kind of tweak the environment and the different things, make it more challenging from them. And what's the saying? Like, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. So I think we came out of it pretty good.
808-296-1420 is the number to call or text if you have a question or comment for the coach. Anybody who is here live at Ruby Tuesday,
How about
you
this
can.
crowd tonight?
I know
Give yourself a round of applause.
We got a packed house.
Full
Give
house
yourself a round
tonight.
of applause. Yes. And we appreciate that. But if anybody does have a question here in the house, just raise your hand, and Cole will be swinging by, and he can write it down, and we can pass it on to Coach Wade. So how would you then evaluate, how would you assess the way your team played here on this recent road trip?
Pretty good. And start like the Saturday was hard. Look, when I scheduled, I thought they were moving that second match to 7. They started at 6. So that other hour, not that it made a big difference, but playing 2 on the last day, I probably would have played 2 earlier in the thing. But, I mean, overall, we were the whole week in practice coming off the Stanford series. We wanted to, get off to a good start, close out sets. We did some stuff in practice to help to simulate that. And when we were playing, we really did a good job of that. There was the last day, where, like you said, you're not running on full steam, and the very deliberate to get the guys who don't get to play as much a lot of run in that first match, and I thought they embraced that really well. We had a little hiccup there in the third set. The first set against Catawba, we made 3 hitting errors, hit for a nice number. The second set, we made 1 hitting error. Really, that's the whole second team playing very productive, very efficient. Third set, we made 8. And you make 8 hitting errors. You do that, and it still went deuce, late, and then came back in the fourth set and played pretty well and pulled away from them. And that was kind of the theme for it. I think overall we were as productive as and efficient as we can be, and that's really what we kind of strive for. So I think it was a positive.
When you talk about the idea of expanding the game, and again, you have been at the forefront of this effort to assist in growing the game and trying to expand the reaches of men's collegiate volleyball to other corners of the country. But college sports in general is undergoing an extreme level of change. On an almost daily basis, we are seeing the landscape shift. And so how does that change the effort to grow the game? How much does that add to the challenge of growing the game when you're talking about, what we are seeing in terms of NIL, in terms of what is soon to be a revenue sharing model that is going to result in direct payment to student athletes, the expansion of scholarships for volleyball as well as some other sports? How does that play into that effort?
Yeah, look, we'll do what we can, and I look at these teams that are up and coming and kind of growing the game. I think they are the ones that we really need to, like I said, to help them, their administrations understand that volleyball is a sport that you can invest in, and it will produce some return on investment for you. Said the ADs are coming up to me afterwards thanking, and look, these are teams that, okay, so we take the time to go there. We're going to want them to spend the money to send their team to come out here to Hawaii. We'll help them a little bit, but those administrations got to be into it where they go, all right, let's spend the money to send the team out to Hawaii. The part about where the sport's headed or where college athletics are headed, and you start talking about the NIL and the house settlement, where all these things come in, the stuff that people don't want to talk about that I think is not if, but when, as the cost of doing business goes up, that athletic departments are going to have to make decisions and prioritize what sports are important to them. The cost keeps going up and up and up, and the pie's not getting any bigger for what is the Olympic sports. Obviously, for the football, is the money's through the roof, but the reality is that the first teams sports to get cut. And this is the part that people don't want to talk about. Men's Olympic sports will be the low-hanging fruit, the non-revenue producing men's Olympic sports. So anything that we can do now to show that men's volleyball has value and is something that, okay, well, let's hold on to our men's volleyball team. Maybe this is something that can be a revenue producer for us, as opposed to some of the other Olympic sports that don't even play in venues that don't have seating. You know, we're in the same venue as the basketball team, and so they're kind of used to having these arena sports be venue or be revenue producing. So that's something that, you know, for us, we have a chance to take advantage of right now. And if we don't get more men's volleyball teams understanding that they can make revenue on it, we're going to lose some of them. And I think it's if not when. And frankly, I think some of the ones that, and this may be counterintuitive to some, I think some of the men's volleyball programs that could be the first to get cut are from the Power Five, because they've got a real problem. They got to feed the beast on the men's basketball. You know, if you're Penn State, Ohio State, SC, UCLA, and you look at it and you got 20-something sports, and you've got to increase to 105 scholarships, and you got to...
And you're now traveling bi-coastal, right?
Yeah, your travel costs have gone through the roof. Your baseball team is now going to 34. Your swimming is going to, you know, just do the math. Like, where is it going to come from? And you're going to look at your men's volleyball team and going, well, we're never going to go to 18. We're never going to give it to 18 scholarships what they're proposing to go to, so let's cut it. And this is, you're going to see this across in men's Olympic sports. It will be the first ones to get cut because of the Title IX issue, and men's volleyball is an Olympic sport, and it's just one of those that's not producing revenue at a lot of these big-time Power 5 schools, and those are the ones that I'm most concerned about.
There has been, again, 808-296-1420, the number to call or text if you have a question or comment for Coach Wade. There has been discussion of the idea of, as a way to further brand the sport and make it feel like it is more of an event, is to have, like you have in the non-conference slate of college basketball, these big-time preseason tournaments. You have the Tip-Off Classic, you have the Armed Forces Classic in men's collegiate basketball. Is that something that is on the table? Is that something?
100%.
I know that that's been discussed.
I'm laughing because I've gotten calls. People, and you see these NIL games that are being put on. 8-team elite field events, or elite is in air quotes, right? It's whoever they pick, and they'll rotate through. And obviously they're selling it, but that is a thing. I've been contacted with an entity that's actually doing it and wants to expand into men's volleyball. And they want us to be a part of it because, you know, we're the biggest thing in men's volleyball. Our crowd travels, and we got lots of eyeballs on us, and it's appealing to the TV people, and that absolutely is I'd say it's if not when. You know, it's moving that way, and I think every sport is going to do that. I mean, if you look at like the men's basketball stuff, we saw what happened to the Diamond Head Classic this week and stuff. Teams are going to be playing in less of these events that are put on by a school and traditionally, and they're going to be looking for more events that help them generate revenue directly. So there are the revenue generating kind of NIL events, and then teams are going to look at, like, all right, let's pick one date on our schedule, and let's go, whether it's to a neutral site or a host site, excuse me, and let's call this a straight NIL game and generate revenue for the NIL sphere. That is absolutely where this thing's headed. And if you're at a place where your administration is really not into doing that, and you don't have the chance to generate that kind of revenue, then you become less relevant. And those are the ones that, like I said, I think we can see go away.
It is a crazy time in college sports. That goes without saying. We are going to take a commercial break, but when we come back, we have to talk about what is a blockbuster week here in men's volleyball, because it is going to be a 2-match series to kick off Big West Conference play for the UH men's volleyball team against UC Irvine, a top 4 matchup Friday and Sunday. We're going to get into that discussion with Charlie Wade. Folks, it is the Charlie Wade Show. We are live here at Ruby Tuesday at the Moanalua Shopping Center. Again, 808-296-1420 is the number to call. We'll be back right after this.
With hotels Visit castleresorts.com for special Kama'aina rates.
Hello.
It's a paperweight. Whoa, now it works. All right. Okay. Hi, everybody. Did everyone get a chance to enter to win? Yes? If not, you can fill out a thing over here. Okay, we are going to give away right now something like a... Can you hold that up?
That means longer lines at the DMV.
We are giving away a Hawaii volleyball shirt. This was once worn by Finn Kearney. Wasn't it, Finn? Just not. He says yes. Thumbs up. All right, but he washed it. And our winner is Kelly Tani.
Much to my chagrin, we got denied hosting in both 27 and 28. We put in a bid and had it on, pretty high level from the people saying that we were going to get it, and it turned out they didn't give it to us, and I think they figured, well, Vegas is the ninth island, we'll give it to Las Vegas. So that's pretty close. And so I'm not that disappointed because obviously if we're fortunate enough to get there, it'll be a home court for us for sure. And it really kind of pushes us towards doing some other things in Las Vegas if the NCAA tournament is going to be, and it will be at the Orleans. We have a great relationship with the Boyd Gaming Group people, and would love to take an event there and play in the same venue, let's say in January or February, where the NC 2A tournament will be held.
Yeah, if the reaction of the crowd here on hand was any indication, yes, it is going to be a success, because once we said Las Vegas, it was like, woo, like everybody was kind of excited about that. Again, 808-296-1420, the number. This texter asking, this is kind of a general question for you, Charlie. Would you prefer the setter to be more offensive or rely on his hitters? I guess the question asking, where's the balance in your opinion of what the ideal ratio would be there?
Yeah, well, generally, your responsibilities are defined by your position. Setter's got to set, middle blocker's got to block, outside hitters hit. You know, having said that, when your setter's 6'11", and you know, we talk about putting the ball up on top of the net, and it's something that we kind of got away from over the last month or so, and we're getting better at. But taking all the slow balls you can control and putting them up on top of the net, because it does put a lot of pressure on the defense, whether he attacks or not. And he's pretty good at it. So we'll continue to kind of push that and have it be a part of the offense. And, you know, it seems it kind of ebbs and flows sometimes. And some of it is, you know, as we talk about how they're defending it, if he's getting a lot of attention, if guys are jumping with him, then just kick it and get some guy isolated. But if they're ignoring you at all, then absolutely go ahead and, you know, score.
All right, another texter asking, we are heading into another situation where 9 of the top 10 teams in the AVCA rankings are from the Big West and or the MPSF. Is there any thought being given to adding more at-large bids? This is from Manny texting.
Yeah, I mean, that was something we thought would have happened already. The tournament, it's been on the docket. It's been approved by the championship committee to expand to 12. You know, the NCAA keeps saying it's a budget issue. So it hasn't been, obviously hasn't been ratified and completely approved yet, but we're hopeful. And as we continue to add more teams and more leagues, it puts pressure on them to, and the crowd goes wild.
Yeah, we're having some
pressure
speaker adjustments going on here.
Puts pressure on them to expand the at-large bid, because there is a formula that the at-larges are a percentage of the total AQs, right? So as we add more AQs, it pressures them to add more at-larges. So hopefully sooner than later we push it out to 12 and get more of the top teams, because you're looking at a year like this where 3 of the top 4 teams in the country are from the Big West, and only 2 of them are going to get a chance to play in the national championship event.
All right, so here we go. It is Big West Conference time. For the first time, Hawaii is jumping into Big West play. And boy, is it a week. This is going to be a blockbuster series, Friday and Sunday. 4 versus 3 in the AVCA rankings. Hawaii versus UC Irvine. Irvine, of course, has Elir Heno. He's still playing for him. He's still averaging over 4 kills a set. They also have another guy averaging over 4 kills a set in Nolan Flexen. UC Irvine is legit. They've been legit for a long time. How are you approaching this week?
Well, obviously, it starts to be a really fun part of the season. You know, it is a team that we're very familiar with. You know, we beat them in the outrigger last year here, and then we split with them without Spiros Hawkes at their place in league play, and then end up losing to them in the semifinals of the Big West tournament. So, you know, that's kind of the memory I think a lot of our guys have. You know, they ended our season last year. We know it's one of the elite team. Heno is literally the returning NCAA Player of the Year, and Nolan Flexen's putting up numbers to be a Player of the Year candidate too. So, you know, on one point you look at it and go, oh, it's simple. They're only setting 2 guys. And then you look at them and they're hitting the ball at 12 feet at the top of the antenna. So it should be a lot of fun, and we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, UCI coming in. They're 10-2. They're coming off of a pair of losses against UCLA in a home-and-home match dynamic there. And how prepared do you feel like your team is here? How ready is Hawaii, in your opinion, to jump into Big West play and for this mega matchup against UC Irvine?
Well, there's no question. There's matches the guys have been looking forward to since before the season started, and you know, ready or not, we're gonna play on Friday. So you know, that's I think everybody will be fired up. It's one of those. You're not going to take a lot of fire and brimstone speeches from the coaches to get them fired up. They know these are big time matches, and these are 2 of the top teams in the country, and like I said, it should be a lot of fun and hopefully really entertaining for the crowd.
Elir Heno's been around for a little while. Can I just ask you your opinion on what makes him so difficult to handle as a hitter?
Well, he's just got a whole, bag of tricks that he's one of the guys. And unfortunately, you see it more and more in college volleyball where he's not like one of my favorite sayings is we like spiking. He scores in a lot of different ways. And you saw that match that when we beat him in the final of the outrigger where they literally set him every single ball and he was scoring in just a variety of ways, high and hard, low and fast. I mean, he can do a lot of different things with what are at times pretty marginal sets. He just gets his feet to it, and he's really in control of what he's doing and can score at a high level.
All right. Well, also with us here tonight at Ruby Tuesday, a couple of Rainbow Warrior players. We have Finn Kearney and Kinoa Wade. They are in the house, and so we are going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, we will have Finn join us. First off, we're going to talk with him about his season here so far because we were talking about Leahey, left-handed outside hitter. You got a left-handed outside hitter on your roster as well in Finn Kearney, so we will talk with him on the other side of this break. Again, 808-296-1420 is the number to call. Folks, this is the Charlie Wade Show. We are live here at Ruby Tuesday at the Moanalua Shopping Center right here on ESPN Honolulu. We'll be back.
This place they call paradise, I call.
Welcome back. It's the Charlie Wade Show here at Ruby Tuesday at the Moanalua Shopping Center. Kanoa Leahey sitting next to the head coach of the Rainbow Warrior Volleyball program, Charlie Wade, and now being joined by true freshman outside hitter Finn Kearney joins us. How about a hand for Finn? Great that you could be here, Finn. Hopefully they fed you and you're feeling good. Sorry to interrupt your dinner if you were in the middle of it. But how's things going, man?
Good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, you hail from Phoenix, Arizona, 6'5". Now, outside hitter, you have been in your volleyball career kind of more of a fixture at the opposite position, but going through the transition to playing outside as a lefty swinger, which is kind of interesting. How has that transition been going for you?
For sure. I mean, we were talking about it for a good amount before I got here, and it was something I kind of just trusted with the coaching and the whole process, and something I think that'll end up being better off for my volleyball career. So, yeah.
How has Hawaii been treating you? I mean, obviously, it comes with a certain reputation. You also have a connection with some of the players that are on the roster, particularly Tread Rosenthal, who you played alongside for a good spell. How has Hawaii treated you? How's the fit been for you?
I mean, it's great. I mean, I love it. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
love being here.
What stands out to you? What part of the Hawaii lifestyle is perhaps at the forefront?
Compared to Arizona, the weather's much better. For sure, the people here are all so welcoming and nice, and lots of love and support for sure from everyone. It's one big family. So nice.
You have gotten in where you fit in a little bit, but certainly one of your key roles has been as a serving sub.
Yeah.
And your serve, I think anybody who has been watching men's volleyball, it is something to behold. And, you know, there is a special place in our hearts as Hawaii volleyball fans for someone who can bring the heat from the left side, from the service line. It's kind of Jakob Tella-ish, the way you serve the volleyball. But it has been so effective in stretches here for this team. What is your approach when you get the call from your head coach, Charlie Wade, and you go into the game in sometimes pretty high leverage situations, and your mission is you got to serve something, whether it's an ace or not, you got to get it in, but you want to put something that is going to be pressure-packed on the other side of the net?
I mean, honestly, it's just go in, hit my serve. I mean, do what I do. Just be deliberate with everything, the toss that I do. It's a big part of it. Just staying consistent with routine and everything. So.
How long did it take you to develop that serve?
Since I started playing.
Really?
I mean, yeah. Probably since I was like 14, I'd say. I don't know.
Okay. When did volleyball sort of become the thing for you?
Probably around when I was 13, 14.
Okay.
Like, around 7th or 8th grade, I think, yeah.
Were you playing other sports as well?
Lots of basketball, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
Okay.
Basketball's a big one, yeah. I stopped that like my freshman year of high school.
Okay, so what convinced you? What made you think, all right, you know what, I'm going to focus on this game?
I was just kind of noticing I could be really good in volleyball, and basketball would have been a tougher path, so, I mean, why not take what you got, so... Yeah.
Charlie, again, this is a pretty incredible story as far as Finn, who has been established as an opposite hitter, but now going into the transition of becoming more of an outside, but also being utilized in a bunch of different ways here so far throughout this season, both on the right side as well as the left side, depending on the situation. How have you observed this, and what was the discussion there with Finn?
Yeah, I mean, Finn's an incredible talent. You know, we're just thrilled to have him in the program. And, you know, the discussion about transitioning from the opposite to the left, you know, he's built more like a big-time international left-side receiver attacker physically. And he also is really good at, like, lowering his center of gravity. And you watch him move, I think that he can become an elite-level receiver. And, you know, the little lefty hook, it's from the service line. Jakob Telle was actually at the practice gym today. He's here on island.
Oh.
And was in the gym, and he'll be around here for actually a couple months. He's going to be here. Yeah, no, to me, I just, the more I watched him, I said he looks like a left side receiver attacker. And, you know, I think that's the right move for him, long-term, big picture. And his serve is so effective that, for me, that's always kind of this, you know, kind of help you get immersed into going in the game and getting better at it. So, you know, we're running him out there, and kind of we've really moved from starting with kind of lower leverage situations to now we can run him back out there at the end of a match and give him a chance to really impact close sets. A nice weapon to have.
You know, you have experience playing at such a high level. We mentioned you playing alongside Tread Rosenthal, and you have been a guy who has played for the U.S. junior national team and have played in these international tournaments. And so what has that experience sort of helped you with? How has that fed into here your very early career with the University of Hawaii?
I mean, one of the most important things to have when you're, I think playing college volleyball is experience, and it's something I'm so grateful I had to like, something I had to use out there is like playing at that USA high level against best teams in the world, best players in the world, something you may never get to see again. So it's pretty sick.
When you are a player of your caliber, a guy who was at the Pan Am Cup in 22 and 23, deemed the best server, best opposite. When you are of that caliber, you are getting everybody's interest. So what made it Hawaii for you?
I mean, honestly, the culture. I mean, they're really good program, top program. And then I think just the fan base, everything was just sick. Caught my eye.
Yeah.
Wanted to play for him. Yeah.
How important was Tread Rosenthal, the fact that he was already here for
That was a pretty big part, too.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie, yeah. Love Tread.
And can you talk a little bit about your relationship with Tread?
I mean, I don't know. It's funny. Not that serious, I wouldn't call it, yeah. Yeah. He's just a big, dumb idiot. That's it. Yeah.
They're roommates.
I hope he's not watching. Yeah.
Well, he's not watching. It's radio. Well, actually, we do have a stream. So,
Yeah.
All right. It is one of, in my opinion, the hardest things to do is to get called upon in the heat of battle and have to go behind the service line and be ready and be primed. And in some situations, you're called upon to also sub in and be a pin hitter. While you are experiencing the match, like, how are you preparing yourself for that spur of the moment? Like, I got to be good to go when coach calls my number.
I mean, yeah, you just got to be always ready, have that mindset, and always still be in a steady mindset, too, not get too nervous in any moments. So.
What is your favorite part of the game of volleyball?
Not one guy can really take over, I mean, on a team. I think it's important that everyone has a job, everyone has a role that makes the big picture better. So, yeah, probably my favorite part.
We got Finn Kearney, who's sitting next to us here. Kanoa Leahey alongside Charlie Wade, head coach for the Rainbow Warrior volleyball team. It's the Charlie Wade Show here on ESPN Honolulu. Charlie, how good can this guy be?
Right, he can be one of the best players in the world. That's what I said. You know, when you see him, you look at, he's got some incredible physical gifts. Jump touch. What'd you touch in the fall?
11-7.
Yeah,
No.
for a
11-7.
For a first-year guy walking in the door, that's a nice number. And like you said, fast jump, fast arm. His receiving skills are going to continue to improve, and his serve, like you said, he can already ramp it up pretty good. And sky's the limit.
So you were able to talk with, or have you had a chance to interact at all with Jakob Tella, Coach Wade telling us that he's in town?
Yeah,
the similarities from the service line are like up front there.
Yeah, I've talked to him a few times at some club tournaments. I met him on my visit out here. And then I was really surprised. I walked into the locker room today, and he was just there. I was like, oh. I mean, it's surprising. I didn't know he was coming, so it's cool, yeah.
Oh, very nice.
A little bit, yeah.
Very nice.
For sure.
So I was talking with your head coach about this week and UC Irvine being on the docket. And this is now a team that comes in. You're 13-1. You make that trip to North Carolina. How are you feeling as a member of this team going into what is right off the bat? I mean, there are no easy weeks in the Big West Conference, but right off the bat, I mean, this is a top 4 matchup here for you guys.
For
at
sure,
home.
yeah. I think we just did something that was really hard to do. And, I mean, it's always great having to go into a big week, so, yeah.
Yeah, well, when you're saying something that's really hard to do, what are you referring to exactly?
I mean, we won 4 games in 2 days, so that's pretty hard to do.
What was that experience like for you, playing 2 matches in one day, an hour apart in distance, 7 hours apart in time?
It definitely brought me back to my club volleyball days. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That was fun.
All right, so what is it going to take, in your opinion, this week from what you know about UC Irvine? And obviously you guys have still a couple of days to further prepare, but if Hawaii is to be successful this week, what will have to happen, in your opinion?
I mean, I think just all is one, lots of efficiency and doing the good things I know we can do, so.
All right. 808-296-1420 is the number to call. We wish you the best, Finn, and we do appreciate you coming on down here. Absolutely. We will allow you to get back to eating your dinner now. Thanks for letting us bother you.
Did you get food?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. His head coach is making sure he got food. Finn Kearney, everybody. How about a hand for the true freshman? He has had quite an impact already on this team. We are going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have another guy whose last name is the same as the head coach. First name's a little different. Kinoa Wade's going to join us here on the Charlie Wade Show, here live from Ruby Tuesday at the Moanalua Shopping Center. You're listening to the Charlie Wade Show on ESPN Honolulu.
Here's Dr.
ESPN Honolulu.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's the Charlie Wade Show here. We are live at Ruby Tuesday at the Moanalua Shopping Center. Kanoa Leahey sitting next to Charlie Wade, head coach of the Rainbow Warrior volleyball team. And now being joined by one of the players on the Rainbow Warrior roster who just so happens to be the son of the head coach. Kinoa Wade joins us. How about a hand for Kainoa? Yes.
Hey, everybody.
A 6'10". What is the height? 6'10"?
I'd say I'm 6'9", 6'10".
6'10",
Yeah.
okay.
6'10" with shoes.
6'10", true freshman out of Kamehameha Kapalama. How has it been here so far? A 13-1 start for this team, but for you as a true freshman playing at the University of Hawaii in front of these fans, so far, how's it been? How would you describe it?
It's awesome. I mean, it's everything I could have ever dreamed of. Like, I've been sitting in the stands for like 15 years plus, so to be able to be on the court, it's so awesome.
All right, I actually kind of want to ask you guys this, just straight up.
Okay.
Reenact the recruitment of Kainoa. Charlie, like when you first realized, like, oh, this kid can play college level volleyball, and then it was time to have the discussion of like, I think I want him to play for me at the University of Hawaii. Please reenact that conversation.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a specific conversation it was, but it's because I was coaching him a club, and it had to be like, oh, he's gonna be pretty good. He's gonna be able to play in college, and then it was like, oh, he's gonna be able to play like at the highest level, like he's gonna be really good. And then it's like, all right, and I may have made a comment about having very lonely holidays. But he decided to come to UH, and it's all good.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What do you recall about Kainoa?
I mean, like just going throughout high school, it's been a dream of mine since I've like been able to walk. So it's like it's been really a no-brainer for me. Like I want to play for the fans, I want to play for the state, and I want to represent the state on like the highest stage. So I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, they're gonna love that.
He did offer to go on other recruiting visits to see just what he would say
take the
about
football,
us.
Okay.
take the football trips. Yeah.
And
No. I didn't go. I didn't leave.
I mean, was there any temptation at all at any point to
No,
just be
not
like,
really.
hey, coach, or dad, I think I want to go to BYU? Like, was that ever at any point? Or, hey, dad, I really think I'm leaning towards Long Beach State, just to see what his reaction would be.
No, not at all. That's a bad idea.
Was that a dangerous path?
I didn't want to poke the bear there. No need.
So far, you are averaging 1.3 kills per set. You're hitting 317. You got 5 aces. You got 4 blocks. I think what your dad has described about your game, which I think has absolutely come to fruition, is when you are called upon, you have a very high probability of getting serves in, of getting swings in, not a lot of errors, knock on wood, of course.
Yeah.
And so how do you envision and how do you approach sort of what your role is here with this team?
I mean, I just like it's been my game for like my entire life, like just keeping the errors down to a minimum because I've been in the system, and that's kind of the system at UH. Where like we try to make less errors than other teams. So yeah, I just try to keep the errors down and just be a rock for my team to be able to like stay steady and be able to be called upon when needed.
How do you view that, Charlie?
Yeah, exactly. I saw we get 100 pages of analytics, every week, and I look at it, what we're doing. And this last road trip that we went on, Kainoa had he point scored at like 56%, which is incredibly high. So that is his game, going back there and cracking serves. And look, what he's lacking to become one of the best players in the world, and it's why he's here now, is it wasn't going to help his development to play against high school kids anymore. He needed to play against a bigger block, better defenders, and guys who hit the ball harder. And his velocity as a server and as attacker has increased literally just in the 6 weeks or so that he's been in the gym with us. So I think it is overwhelmingly obvious that he absolutely is ready to play at this level and going to continue. And then the efficiency part is a plus and a big plus. And ultimately that is what will make him a lot of money as a player, because when you can go back there and hit it, and as the strength comes and develops, it is a really valuable asset to have, that you're not only productive but efficient.
there is so much talent on this team, but one of the drawbacks of this talent is there are a series of players, Finn perhaps included in this conversation, yourself as well, that have to kind of wait their turn, get in where they fit in, as I mentioned. You are playing behind the opposite position, Christian Tetrisky, who was just honored once again for the second time as the Big West Conference Freshman of the Week. How is that dynamic in your opinion? This guy who is, just like yourself, a fantastic true freshman who you are, in essence, competing with, but also helping to try to push here throughout the season.
No, I mean, it's any competition is good competition. So, I mean, it pushes me for sure. And Christian's one of my good friends. Like, we have good laughs. Like, he's such a great guy. And, like, all credit to him. He's a really good volleyball player. So, I mean, I'm okay with waiting my turn. Like, and he works hard. He's in the gym. So, yeah, all credit to him. Like, and I'm ready to wait my turn, and I just want to help this team any way possible.
Charlie, that seems like obviously a great problem to have, but something that is a little challenging perhaps to navigate is trying to find ways for all of these incredible players who have established themselves at other places to get opportunities on the floor.
Yeah, and look, I mean, they are contributing, and Kainoa is at the top of the list of that. They're contributing every day at practice and making us better. We didn't have a real true opposite in the fall. We played like 6 or 7 different people. Kainoa is making us better every day by being in the practice gym and being a legitimate, 6 rotation point scorer on the B side, a guy that we have to play against every day, and we've seen him, score. So, the thing about waiting your turn a little bit, okay, I get it that they're not getting as much playing time, but they're on the floor in the A side, B side stuff and making us better every single day and are contributing to the success of this team.
Kainoa, you have played for your dad in other iterations and situations, club volleyball and such. But what is that dynamic like? How do you separate and sort of maneuver between Charlie Wade, your head coach, and Charlie Wade, your pops?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he's been my coach my entire life. So, I mean, I'm used to it at this point, and it's volleyball. Like we can go to business, and like we get home, it's fine. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's business, and I get it fully. Like, and I've been in this the program like my entire life, so I get it's an easy switch over.
What is the conversation like? Is there a lot of volleyball conversation like outside of the practice gym, or?
I mean, like once in a while, yeah, but like not really. It's not. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, it's a family business.
I think we're mostly on the same page with a lot of things. So
really?
It's like, yeah, it's pretty.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. It is a family business, as I mentioned, and Rob from San Jose is texting in and asking a question for Kainoa. When it's all said and done, who will be a better volleyball player, you or your little brother? Ooh. Wow. Rob trying to stir the pot over here.
I hope he's a really good player, but I don't think he'll ever be better than me.
Oh, there we go. The gauntlet has been laid.
So the pediatrician swears that he'll be bigger, and he is
There's
left-handed, and he does jump better. And Kainoa did say to me, he might be better than me at the same age. So, we'll see.
We're different.
Yeah,
totally different.
Okay.
They're different animals.
Okay. You guys are all right. You need some time to iron this out. You guys are all right? Okay. That's pretty remarkable.
So the plan is next year that Kainoa and I will coach Keikoa's team together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Okay. All right. As I mentioned, I talked with Finn about it, talked with your dad about it. A huge week here for Hawaii, and I think we're expecting some massive crowds at the arena on Friday and Sunday. Hawaii and UC Irvine. Never a dull moment in the Big West Conference, that's for sure. But you guys are starting off with a banger. How are you approaching this week?
I mean, I'm fired up, yeah. I mean, we went to BYU, took care of business there, so now it's time to take care of business here at home, so should be fun.
Yeah. Charlie, you had that successful trip to North Carolina, got some recognition for Eleu Choi, who was named the Big West Conference Defensive Player of the Week, Tread Rosenthal getting Setter of the Week, Christian Tetrisky getting Freshman of the Week. And so I ask you sort of again, how do you see perhaps that trip either helping this team in preparing for this week, or does it do that because you had to fly across country and play those matches in the framework that you did, or how do you view that?
Yeah, look, I mean, we played on Saturday night. I mean, Irvine was in a 5-setter at UCLA on the road on Saturday night, and we flew back. We landed at 1:30 on Sunday. We don't play till Friday night. So the physical part of that trip will be well in our rearview mirror. Like I said, I think everybody's had this series circled on the calendar and looking forward to it. You know that it's two of the top teams. It'll be high-level stuff, and really looking forward to it. This is one, like I said, I'm not going to have to give a lot of fire-up speeches. Everybody knows that this is one of the top teams. It is a team that ended our season last year, and we're going to show up Friday and get after it.
A little bit of housekeeping regarding this week's matches. You guys are going to be wearing the Tapa jerseys again on Friday, from what I understand, and that will be auctioned off at HawaiiAthletics.com, and so an opportunity there to help contribute, but also get your hands on one of those fantastic jerseys. Promotions Friday is Dig Pink Night, so wear pink for breast cancer awareness, and Sunday is Youth Volleyball / Family Night. Youth players are encouraged to wear their team jerseys. First 20 teams will have a chance to send one player to compete in a serving contest at intermission. The only stipulation is they have to be intermediate or younger. We got a minute left, Charlie. I just kind of want to give you the floor here. Anything that you want to say here before we wrap things up?
No, I'm just saying, look, we've had a good season so far. I think there's a lot of real positive things that people have seen, and the talent and the enthusiasm surrounding the team. Come out this weekend. Really come out and support us on Friday night. Back it up by coming out on Sunday. You will not be disappointed with the level of effort intensity that you see on the floor.
All right. Big thanks, obviously, to Kinoa Wade, Finn Kearney. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Everybody for coming down to Ruby Tuesday here at the Moanalua Shopping Center. Want to thank Chris Hart, Keegan Ota, Cole Mouseoff, Liz Stacy back at the studio. It is certainly an effort to get this show on the air, and we appreciate all of their efforts. But yeah, I second that sentiment on the part of Charlie Wade. This is a big week. These are big matches. Let's fill that arena like only Hawaii can do to support its Rainbow Warrior volleyball team. Until next time, and I believe next week is the next scheduled Charlie Wade show, next Tuesday. Until next time, everybody, I'm Kanoa Leahey. For the head coach, Charlie Wade, we bid you aloha here on ESPN Honolulu.
Aloha.
You've been listening to The Charlie Wade Show, brought to you by Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union, HDS, Hawaii Pacific Health, Ruby Tuesday Hawaii, HGEA, HCAMP, Castle Resorts and Hotels, Aloha Termite and Pest Control, and Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union.
Here's